Hi, Sammo here, and I'd like to welcome you back to yet another video. You can tell I've been off work a week by the number of videos I've released lately, but they've been short. They don't take much editing, so I've produced a few now. What I'm going to show you next is I've been to B&M's, had a look round, and I saw these sweet potatoes, 3 for £5. I'll let you have a look at them and say what you think. Right, well, these are the potatoes I bought. Never heard of the company D-Re, but what I've got is some First Earlies, and these are Sharps Express, best for boiling and steaming. So there's 10 in a bag here. I don't know if you can make them out, but I bought them. The other two are main crop, and these are Morris Piper, which are supposedly best for chips, but good mashed and roasted. So there's 12 in that one, and you can just make them out there. And the third one is this one, which is another main crop, and these are King Edwards, and these are best for roasting and baking. So they look nice. There they are there. So I've bought these 3, as I say, for £5. Thought was a sort of fairly decent deal. They're, in my opinion, and I've grown a few potatoes before with varied success, but the one thing that I liked about these is, and if I can open this one hand, is like that one. They look in fairly, well, in my opinion, very good health. They haven't started producing sprouts from them, and say where they're going to appear from, but they haven't sprouted. And just to show you, there's very tiny little ones there, but normally when you look in sort of cheap shops, and I don't want to sort of deflame or anything these shops, because you know they do have deals and what have you, and the good shops in themselves, but normally when you get them in pound shops and what have you, they've been hanging around on the shop shelf for weeks and weeks, and normally you see them with all these pale green shoots coming off them, and that is not good if you want to grow potatoes. What you need is potatoes like this, where you can see the eyes on them, but they haven't started sprouting. And as you can see, there's the very, very beginnings of one, but not as far gone as the last one on there. As you can see, loads of eyes, but they haven't sprouted, and that's the same for all of them. And there you go, you can see it's got the eyes, but they haven't started sprouting. So my eyes, or my view, is that these are in really good condition. They're not bruised, damaged or anything like that. So I think, well, there's about 36 roughly there, 1 early and 2 main. So I've got a number of potato grow bags. So what I'll do with these, I'll chit them, and I'll show you that next. Well, these are modular seed trays. I don't have any egg cartons going, so I use these seed trays, just the right size for these seed potatoes. So what you look for is, as you can see, that's a sort of unblemished end, and that's the end with all the eyes. So what you need to do is plant it that way up, that where my little finger is at the bottom, and that bit pointing up, so when they do start chitting, they start growing up, and that's how you plant them in the soil, so all the new shoots start growing up. So plant that in there, and as I say, I'll show you this one. It's a fairly unblemished end, and that's the end where I think all the new stems are going to appear from. So again, that way up. I'll just do it for the rest of them. That looks where the eyes are appear in that one. This one, fairly unblemished end, and that looks like the end where they'll all appear. And finally, for this type, fairly unblemished, and that's got a few eyes, so that's on there. So there you go. So that's my first earlies, my Sharps Express. So I'll do that for the other two and get back to you. Well, that job's done. So them there are my first earlies, my Sharps Express. Those there are my main crop, sorry about that, main crop Morris Piper, and then the other main crop, my King Edwards. And as you can see, they're more obvious which ends are the ones that go on a sprout. So that's the three. So all I need to do now is stick them in a light but cool area where it's dry. So I'll stick them in my garage. I'll put them on a shelf and put them, wrap a little bit of fleece around just to keep any frosts off in case there's any frosts. But that's it, and I'll quickly show you the final resting place for them. So up there near where the light will come in, so they should get plenty of light there, and the high up so they'll any visitors that I might get, it's well out of the way of them. And as you can see, if I can lift up the camera high enough, there you go. So yeah, they should be okay there. Okay, so that's chitting done. I have to wait, I think, till about March, reading the instructions, and before I can actually plant them. But obviously I'll investigate and research a bit more, and well, I'll show you it when I do it, and if there's any changes during the chitting, I'll video it and I'll let you all see it. So that's it. Glad you could join us. I hope it's been useful or informative or just sheer entertaining. So until next time, it's bye from Sammo in my pot garden.